Things happen here. We don't really talk about it. No one does.
They never even found a body. But maybe we could figure out what really happened to him.
Could have been a drifter.
Do you think somebody could kidnap a kid and keep him underground? In the sewers?
So, after It Chapter 2, we waited a long time to get It Welcome to Derry, which man, do they hit the ground running off of this one from the jump. But we'll get to that. So when I heard that they were going to do a It Welcome to Derry series, and it was going to be it's planned to be 3 seasons. Now it's going to be, since it got renewed for 2 and 3, that each season is going to be the past, it was 27 years. So this one was the early 60s. Mine went blank there for a sec. Season 2 is going to be in the 20s, and then season 3 is going to be in the 1890s or the 1900s. I'm brain's a little frazzled on that one, but they're going to do that. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And it also brings out, there's big chunks in the book where they dive into those, and it's like, great, we're getting a 3-season show just on that. Like, that's cool. And, Annie Muschietti, who did the 2 movies, is coming back. Bill Skarsgard's coming back as Pennywise. Let's go for it. And holy shit, do they hit this one running. So, season 1, it takes place in the early 60s. And we have like whole new batch of kids that some of them are actually the grandparents or the grandparents to kids that we may see in the 80s one, which is pretty cool. But this one not only dives into more of Derry's history, but also into Pennywise's history and where it came from. And it just has a whole bunch of characters that start out in their own branch, and then towards as the season goes along, they all come together to try and defeat Pennywise. And holy shit. So I liked the first movie, and the second movie was okay. It had some issues, mainly because it was long, but had some issues there. But most of all, it was like, all right, this worked. So when I heard that they were going to do this, I was like, all right, they're coming back. All right, let's see what you got. And right from the first 10 minutes of the first episode, it is, oh crap, they are not holding back. They do not hold back. They don't give a fuck. Like, it's like, oh my God. So yes, they go dark. And it's part of why I was like, whoa, like, okay, this is something, this honestly, when I watched this is what I wanted the last season of Stranger Things to be. They went dark. Anything was on the table. So it was like there were times they were going, hey, you like this character? Well, too bad, because they're going to get offed, and they're going to get offed in a brutal way. And it was like, oh my God, like, wow, they're not holding any punches on this one. So it is very dark. It's actually darker than I think the movies went, because in the first movie, we really don't see, Pennywise, eating like kids. Yeah, we see it a couple times, but it's mainly like, okay, like, all right. 2, yeah, we see it a couple times, but here it's like, oh no, those kids are screwed. Like, kids are screwed in this. And I need to talk about Pennywise for a sec. And Skarsgård comes back, but I do want to point this out that if you are looking for, Pennywise to be in all of this season, you are going to be sorely disappointed because Skarsgård doesn't show up until halfway through the season. And I thought that was going to be a problem, but it wasn't. We see like little glimpses. We do see like the manifestations that Pennywise morphs into, of course, but they really put Pennywise as a back seat. Like, it was like, all right, we're setting up like little snippets of here, and then he's just going to hit hard. And the way they introduced him, we see him again, it was like, all right, that was cool. I like what you did there. And, Skarsgård, again, does a really good performance. Like, he gives a really good performance. He knows that fucking character down to a T. And that's just awesome. And even with Pennywise, like, we get a backstory to the actual person that this, shape-shifting alien is mimicking. We get like a whole backstory with it. And while you might think like, okay, it's this guy who was riding this circus, this like circus roadshow with his daughter. And it's like, yeah, he's still a clown, but it's like, yeah, he was a family guy. He did it to just, you can tell like he was doing it to just pass time, because there's a part in here, I won't spoil like where it's at or anything, and I'll be very brief of it, is that he's like out in the back, he's wearing like his Pennywise outfit and he's smoking. And it's like, you can tell like, yeah, he doesn't like this anymore. He wants to do something else. So you actually feel that level of sympathy to this person, because this is a person that got his identity stolen. And, Pennywise, the dancing clown alien is manifesting this person. And it's really kind of like, that's fucked up. And also the story too. I'll get to the bad in just a minute, but the story here, and also these characters, is that, they definitely, they don't pull back any punches with some of these characters. Like, one of them is, was sent to a mental asylum. One of them, wants to, is being pursued to do this, but wants to be something else. And then, we have the black family moving into a pretty racist white town. So they're dealing with that. And it's like, yeah. And all of this just worked because they took the time. I think if this was a 2.5 hour movie, it wouldn't have worked. But the fact that they had 8 episodes and 8 hours in total to flesh out the characters, make you like these people, make them want to succeed. And so if they actually start getting offed, it actually hurts you, because you're like, oh shit, like, damn, I was not expecting that. Now, the bad, really, there's just some small character moments where I was like, yeah, I don't really care about that. But they were just very, very small. Very small. So it's almost like a nitpick right there. So overall, my expectations for this were pretty high, but goddamn did it not disappoint. And like I said, this is what I think the last season of Stranger Things should have been, where it did take more risks. It was more like, it did not hold back. Stranger Things held back, and it was like, this, guys, you were building up to this, really? This is the first season, and we plan to do 2 more seasons of this, and this is how it's going to go. And it's like, all right, so you're telling me that this is no holds barred. Oh yeah. And another thing I forgot to mention for good was they bring in other elements of Stephen King's stories because they're all connected. They're all, like in Maine. And one of the big things they do in here was just really cool. And I was like, I wasn't expecting you guys to do this, but you guys did it and you made it work. I won't say what it is, but damn, It was very effective. I was taken aback by it. I was like, all right, that was really cool. So to me, this is a high grade. There's even though some of the like small little character parts are a little bit nitpicky though, there was really nothing there that like pushed it over into like amazing. But I will tell people like, hey, if you were kind of disappointed by it chapter 2, watch this. And it just shows like, yeah, they still got it. It was almost like watching, John Carpenter do something like Ghosts of Mars in 2001, and it's like, yeah, this is not good. And then in 2005, he does Masters of Horror with cigarette burns, and it's like, watch that, because he's still got it. It was kind of the same thing here, where it's like, chapter 2, while it was good, had big problems with it, but I do know some people that didn't really like that at all. It was like, okay, watch this. Like, watch this, it'll fix it. Because it shows like, yeah, they still got it. Like, don't you worry. So, yeah, very high grade, and I can't wait to see what they do with seasons 2 and 3. Because, damn,